I'm Jayanti, professor in ECE department, ASNA College of Engineering and Technology. This video lecture gives the complete information on digital system. Content delivers what is meant by the definitions of electronics, digital electronics, advantage over the analog systems, uses of digital electronics in the various fields, then classifications of digital electronics, implementation of combinational logical circuits, implementation of sequential logic circuits, and then reference. Digital electronics. Now the digital electronics is a system whose input and output falls within a discrete or a finite set of values. Digital electronics make and uses of two signals. One is called as a logical high and another one is logical low. Logic high is nothing but 1, which is represented in the analog form of 2.5 volt to 5 volt, and logic 0, which is represented in the digital form as 0. In the analog signal, it is taken as 1.1 volt to 2.3 volts. So all the digital circuits or ICs are operated only under a 5 volt. Circuits are designed by using gates and flip-flops. The basic ideas of the digital electronics which is needed for the fabrications of microprocessor, microcontroller, and also the computer architectures. It can be used in the secured applications, error corrections, error reductions, and power saving circuits, etc. Analog over advantages over analog signal. Analog signal is a continuous signal which is represented the physical measurement denoted by, and it is denoted by the sine wave. But in the digital signals or a discrete time signal which is generated by the digital modulations and which is denoted in the square waveforms. Analog hardware is not a flexible one, but the digital hardwares are flexible in implementation, more effective since noise representations are analog and therefore it reduces the noises. In digital, it's less affected and more accuracy. Stored in the form of wave signal, here in digital, stored in the form of binary bit. In analog instruments draw a large power and cost is also high and it is not portable. But in the digital instrument draw only a negligible power and low cost and portables. Main applications of the digital systems. Without a digital system, we cannot transfer any of the content from one place to the another places, which is called as a transmitter and the receiver unit, which is required for the transmissions of all the informations in the world. For this, we are using A to D converter and D to A converters. And next application is a storage devices, and the main applications of the third one is the home appliance. We cannot imagine our life without this. So uses of digital electronics in the various fields is listed here. Nowadays the students, it's not to be, it's every day they are using electronics, mobile publications, electronics publications, internet publication, internet telephones, mobile radios, mobile telephone, newspapers, online chatting, televisions. These are all used by the students. So almost in all areas the digital systems are used. Next we move on to the next topic as in the classifications of digital circuit. For this explanations, I am choosing two of the students from our class. The student name is Karthik and Ramu. I asked the questions to Karthik, what is the molecular formula for water? He says immediately H2O, ma'am. Okay, it's correct. So from this answer, I can deliver the explanations of digital combinational circuit. So with the presence of the output, we are defining our circuit classifications. The classification is the first one is the combinational circuit. So combinational circuit, the outputs are the functions of the present input, because the Karthik delivers the answers immediately with the presence of my questions. So outputs are the functions of present input. He doesn't move on to the previous classes result, so there is no memory requirement that's needed here, and faster in the speed, easy to design by the design we are using the logical gates. Example is half adder, full adder, subtractors, etc. The combinational circuit building block is shown here. In this case, as the multiples of inputs are given and multiples of outputs it's also to be received, and the output it's declared as a function of outputs equal to f of input. And next, the same question is asked to it's move on to the Ramu. The Ramu didn't answer immediately. He takes some time because he has a doubt why ma'am is asking the same question to me. Already the answer is there. So from this he cannot answer immediately, and afterwards I am questioning once again, Ramu, are you known about the answer or not? After that he says, ma'am, why you are asking the questions for me? Already the answer is there, the answer is H2O. From this answer we move on to the explanations of sequential circuit. So the sequential circuit output it depends upon the presence of my question, and as well as he checked about the previous Karthik answers. So present input and past outputs, the combinations delivers the output of the sequential circuit. And the output signals from these circuits are fed back to the input, because the Ramu is checked the previous answers, previous class answers, why ma'am is asking, and the answer is correct, like that. So he needs a memory unit, and also he needs a support from the others. So after asking my question, are you known about that? That is nothing but a clock signals. So it requires a memory element. Therefore, it is slower in the speed, hard to design. Flip-flop building blocks of flip-flops. Examples are counters and registers. This is the building block circuits of the sequential circuit. So sequential circuit is nothing but the combinational circuit and addition with the sum of the memory units to be required for checking of the previous results. Then further the combinational circuit is further classified based on its real-time applications. Based on the applications, it has first subdivision is in arithmetical and logical functions. The example for the arithmetical and logical functions are adder, subtractor, comparator, and then PLD. And next broader application is data transmission. For this data transmission, the example is multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder and decoder. And the coder unit is also one kind of the applications. From this, under this, the examples are binary code conversions, BCD converter, 7-segment converter, and then XS3 code conversions. Next, the broader classification sets the sequential circuit classification, sequential circuit. So Ramu needs an extra trigger. That is, the trigger is nothing but, or you know about the answer, that is the trigger. So based on the clock signal, it is further classified into two parts. So for this explanation, I need one more play. So suppose I am giving the assignment to the student. The student assignment given is in the two way. One is I given the assignment question to the whole student at the classroom itself, and another way is I given the question to the one of the persons which is present in the classrooms. So in the first case, it's nothing but a synchronous circuit. I am synchronizing to all the students, with the presence of all students. I given the assignment questions. So it is an easiest way of delivered. So any problem is there for that assignment, the students having the problem, then they are asking there itself. So hazard will be removed here, and but they are not delivering the answers immediately, because in the group content everybody is think about that. So the another person is telling the answer, why we are moved to telling the answers, like that. So we are not receiving the answers immediately. Suppose I am given the assignment time period of 1 week, then whenever they are finished before the 1 week of time period, but the student cannot to be submitted the assignment, they are still waiting for the time of receiver. So it's the time it's in a discrete quantity here, but in the assignment is given to a particular only one student. then the students will come and ask me, and I given the question to her. If anything its problem is there, the problem is then and there, it should be neglected. Suppose he doesn't know the answer, then he move on to the next person, but the immediate answer will be received from the particular person. So output is very faster, but the problem, it's a major part here. So hazard cannot to be removed. Suppose the first boy doesn't know the answer, then he go and move to the second boy. You can try on that, and after delivers of the second one, it's move switch over to the third student. So like that, it takes a time, but every time of at the instant of time period, the answers we are receiving it. So based on this play, we move on to the definitions of the synchronous and asynchronous circuit. So synchronous is achieved by applying the clock pulse. Without a clock, we cannot design our synchronous or asynchronous circuit. Next is the timing device is to be needed. I given you 1 week of time period. That is the time device is to be needed for the synchronous clock, and it's a slow circuit response, because before finishing the answer itself, they are not given the answers. So slow response, and the output is a stable one. Examples are counter sequential registers, and the block diagram of the synchronous circuit is, first one is a combinational circuit, and addition with the digital storage device. This is nothing but a memory unit. Addition of clock is needed in the synchronous unit, and the design of asynchronous, or the definitions of the asynchronous circuit is an event occur as soon as the one cycle is completed. So I met with a single person, and he says it is possible or not. So I received the answers immediately. The event need not to wait for the clock pulses for their occurrence. Fast response as compared with the synchronous circuits. It's more unstable. Example, asynchronous counters and then mode counters. This is a building block of the asynchronous circuit. The difference between the synchronous and asynchronous circuit, it's already we discussed. One is a time delay, it's involved here. It is faster and easy to design because everybody is in the same place. So I deliver it easier, and a hazard can be removed easily. The problem can be solved then and there, but it requires a high power because 100 students are there. My power, my voice should be in a louder one. But in these cases, the more difficult to design because I met one of the persons only, he meets the other persons, so it is very difficult to design. And the hazard problem is also it's not to be neglected, and low power. So power requirement is low because we are meeting in a single person. And next classifications of the synchronous circuit is based on the output results. It is further subdivided into a Mealy model and then Moore model. Moore model is, for this I taken a play of the results. The previous semester results I obtained as a good 90%. Then I can use the past content, what I delivered in the past semester, that will be implemented on the present semester, and I am waiting for the results. Then this explanation is under the Moore model. The Moore model, the output depends only on the present state of the flip-flop. And the Mealy model is, suppose I got the results, the previous result is very less, then I can use addition with the previous of content with a newer input. Then based on that, I am waiting for the output. That is called as a Mealy model. In Mealy model, the output depends on both the present state of the flip-flop and inputs. So here the functional expression is Z is equal to Q1 into Q2 into X. But in the Moore model, Z is equal to Q1 into Q2 alone because it is satisfied. And next is asynchronous circuit subdivisions or fundamental models and then pulse model. Suppose for the design I want to change a single variable, then I can choose a fundamental models. Suppose I want to select a multiples of input for my design, then I go for the model of pulse model. So in the fundamental model, the outputs are level and it's not a pulse. Only one input variable can be changed at a given time. This is the block representations for the functional model, and pulse model is the input variables are pulse instead of the level. Width of the pulses is long enough for the circuit to respond to the input. Pulse width must not must not be so long that it is still present after the new status received. This is the important point for the design of the pulse model. Then the overall, the full classifications of a digital system is, first, a digital system based on the output results. It is subdivided into combinational circuit and sequential circuit. Combinational circuits are further classified based on their applications. One is an arithmetic, data transmission and then code conversion. The below blocks are indicated the examples of the previous block. And in the sequential circuit, based on the clock, it is subdivided into an asynchronous circuit and asynchronous circuit. Then once again, based on the output, it is further subdivided into Mealy model and Moore model. Asynchronous circuits are classified into fundamental models and pulse models. Design a combinational logical circuit. For this design, I am taking the example as a multiplexer. Every day we are using the TV remote controller, which is operated under the multiplexer. In the TV remote, we have a multiples of channel. We are receiving the multiples of channel. By using of the TV remote, we are selecting a particular channel, just like a Sun TV, Raj TV, like that. So this is inside a remote, the multiplexer is present. So based on the selection, the particular channel only delivered your TV monitoring unit. So similarly, for the design of the multiplexers, first of all, we need a selected signal. So first step is, step number 1 for this design is, find out the selected signal, number of selected signal. So here the input is 4 input, we are selecting only 1. So 2 to the power, the formula used for this one is 2 to the power m, that is equal to n. So 2 to the power m is 4, this is nothing but 2 to the power of 2, it's 4. Now the m is called as a selected signal, selected line or the selected signal required for this design is 2. So 2 to the power m, that is equal to n. N is the number of input we are receiving it. From this we want to select only one of the output. For this we require a selected signal. Selected signal is find out from this formula. And next step is building block diagram. Block diagram for this design. The block diagram which consists of the number of inputs and number of outputs. So here the inputs are 4. This is represented by the data in of D0, D1, D2 and then D3. This 4 are the selected data in. And this will be selected only by using of the selected line. That selected line here requirement is 2. So I am writing the 2 selected line as S0 and then S1. And whenever the TV is on, then only the remote is working. So on condition it's to be required for the operations of the remote. So that is nothing but the enable requirement, enabling signal. This enable should be in a higher or a lower range. Based on the selected signal, any one of the input is selection in your output. So this is X is the output. And the multiplier design is 4:1 mux. Block diagram for this one. And next is the step. Then the descriptions of the circuit. Describing the circuit, we need a truth table. That is our third step. Truth table which is used to describing of your circuit. So in this truth table, based on the selected signal. So selected signal is the input. Selected line, based on this we are receiving the outputs. Output is here mentioned as X. Okay. So here the selected lines are S0 and then S1. So options are, if it has the input is 2, then the options are 4, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and then 1, 1. So the data received for the output as an X of D0, D1, D2 and then D3. And step number 3, step number 4 is, next we move on to step number 4 to find out the expressions. To design any kind of the digital circuits, we need expressions. So expression is a more important. Expression may be written in the form of SOP or POS format. POS in the sense it is represented as a product term or the summing term or to be added in the POS form. But in the SOP form, the product terms are to be added. So in this cases, either or choices will be selected. So our expressions must be in a SOP form. Boolean expressions, writing a Boolean expression in the form of SOP. So first I record the answer of X. D0 will be selected by S0 and S1, which is nothing but S0 bar and then S1 bar, because in SOP all the data should be in the one form. So 0 bar is 1, therefore I am taking a bar of sign here. And next parameter is S0 bar and then S1 plus S0, and here 0 is there, so S1 bar plus S0 and then S1. So this is the expressions to find out the Boolean expressions for the design of multiplexer. And next step is, step number 5 is simplify the above expression. In the above expressions, it is already simplified. Suppose any common term is available, then you can take a common term and then summing on that. So while going to the simplification, the terms have to be reduced, then you use the simplification rules, De Morgan rule, and some of the laws are available. You can use the laws and then simplify them. But in this cases, it is already, it's in the form of simplified, so no need for this step, for this case alone. And next step is implementation. Step number 6 is implementation. So implementation is nothing but to draw a digital circuit. Here based on this expressions, I need a two of the input. So one input is S0 and the bar is S0 bar. These are the input is required, and one more input is S1. Based on the selected line only, the multiplexer works. So here how many terms are to be combined? The 4 terms are to be combined. All the 4 terms are in the multiples of form. So we required a 4 AND gates. First function is S0 bar and S1 bar. So take a line from S0 bar and then S1 bar. Next is S0 bar and S1. S0 bar and then S1. And for the next product term is S0 and then S1 bar. And one more is S0, S0 and then S1. So this 4 are added, and which produces the result as X. This is for the selection of D0, D1, D2 and then D3. It's an either or choices. Therefore here we are using the SOP form. So now we are completed our design logic. In this cases, it's in a combinational logic. We are using only a basic gates. Gates only used for the design of combinational logical circuits. Next is one more problem. Suppose nowadays many of the multiplexer ICs are available. Suppose the question is asked based on the design of ICs. Then what is the way? What are the steps? It's to be required for that problem. Design a circuit for the function F is equal to A, B, C summation of M 1, 3 and then 5 using IC 74XX135. This IC is nothing but 4:1 multiplexer. So for this design, the steps are: first step is description is to be needed, the circuit description. Describing the circuit, we need a truth table. What is the function of the circuit? So that is nothing but a truth table. In the truth table, here the input given is in a SOP form, it's in a min term. So first part is min term, and after that, what are the inputs it's given? A, B, C, the function of A, B, C, which delivers its output. Output function is here called it as F. The min terms are, here 3 inputs are there, so the min terms is 0 to 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then 7. Okay, so now write the expansion of this form. 0 is representing by the 3-bit value as 0, 0, 1 is nothing but 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1 are the representations of this min term. From this min term, what is the function is given here? This circuit is only produces the answer of with the presence of the min term as 1, 3, 5. So 1, the 1 is eligible, the output is needed. 2, there is no need for this. Third is delivers the output. 4th one no need. 5th one we required. And here suppose it's one more variable is there, 6. Then you can mark here as 1, and after that there is no 7. So put this as a 0 value. So this is a truth table which is used to describing of your circuit. And after that, to make a circuit we need a expression. To finding the expressions, generally we go for K-map. But in these cases we are using implementation table. Step number 2. Implementation table. In the implementation table, we are having the input signal as D0, D1, D2 and then D3. So here A is there, B and C are here chosen as a selected signal, because in this cases the 3 input are there. Out of the 3, only one is an act as an input and other 2 are act as an selected signal, because 4 inputs are there. So we need 2 of the selected lines, and this is for A bar, and one more column is for A. So here fill the numbers first. In this implementation table, first fill the number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then in a truth table, wherever the 1 is there, then you can mark a circle in the implementation table. So in this cases, the 1 is 1. So I mark here as in a circle, and 3 is there, and next 5 and 6 are present. It's an enable for this case because it's an operations of SOP. We are designing only based on the SOP. For SOP considerations, we are considering the output. Whenever the output is 1, then only we can write the expressions. So first mark the circle and then write a expression for this. So 0, 0, nothing will be selected. Then you put it as 0. And in this case, both are selected. Then you can mark it this as 1. Suppose only 1 is selected. Which one is selected here? A is selected. So therefore you can write here as A. And in this case, what is the number is selected and corresponding with the row of A bar. So you can write here as A bar value. And now we will switch over to the step number 3. Step number 3 is nothing but the implementation part. In this cases, we are using the IC. So that IC symbol is this one. IC is 74X135. 135, sorry, it's an 53 value. There's nothing but 53. 153. 153. The IC number is 153. It is nothing but 4:1 multiplexer. And here write the input as D0, D1, D2 and then D3. The selected signals are B and C. In this case, the selected signal is B and C. And we need a enable signal. Here the enables are active low and then which will be produces the output function of F. F is the function of A, B and then C. Then in this cases, what is your D0? D0 is connected to the 0 value. So active low, this is nothing but active low signal. You can connect the low signal here. And D1 is connected with the high signal 1, high value. It's given to the D1. And D2 the connection is A. A is the input and D3 is connected to A bar. That's all. So it's in a very simple way. The previous cases we are using the 6 steps for the design of MUX, but nowadays everywhere the remote are used. Therefore the ICs is available. Suppose my input is 8. Then what I can do? I can combine the two. Dual 4:1 IC is used for the design of 8 inputs. Like that you can combine many number of ICs and you get it as a proper output. Next one is the design of synchronous circuit. Design of sequential circuit. Under this, the sequential circuit is first one is the synchronous design. Synchronous design. For this design, we are taking as an example of ring counter. Ring counter using D flip-flop. So in the synchronous counter, it's in a 3-bit value or a 2-bit. You can select I need as a ring counter counting the value of 3 bits. 3 bits. Then I need 3 of the D flip-flop. 3 of D flip-flop. So flip-flop number 1, here D1 and the corresponding outputs are Q1 and then Q1 bar. And draw one more. The 3 set of D flip-flops here. D2, Q2, Q2 bar. And then the third flip-flop, D flip-flop is name it as 3, flip-flop number 3 and the input is D3, Q3, Q3 bar. Okay, for a synchronous circuit we are given the clock pulses for all the flip-flop at the same time. So that is the first concept. You can apply the clock pulses for all the flip-flops at the same time. Then only it is operated like a synchronous. If it is an asynchronous, then we are given the clock for a first limit alone, first flip-flop alone. The first flip-flop output is given to the second clock. That is the design of the asynchronous. So now the synchronous, in the synchronous design, you can give the clock for all the flip-flop at a time. And next one, this is a counter. So the counter is operate and count and it reaches a topper level, higher limit. So each and every time we want to reset on that. Then only we can start with a new counting position. So reset is to be needed. Reset signal. Reset it's also may be in a lower operations or a higher operations based on the designer. You can choose a low or active low or high. So this is your reset or cleared signal or a clear signal. This is your clock signal, it's in a CLK. And next one. So this is a ring counter. Ring counter means it is circulating, there is no end. So output of the one end which will be connected to the first end, then it is called as a ring. So making of a ring, the output are connected to the input. So this final output is connected to the first input. Then only it is called as a ring function. This is called as a ring operations. For the ring operations, here we are connecting first flip-flop output. It's an input of the second flip-flop. Similarly, we can give the connections. Okay, now for the circuit explanation, first we required a truth table or we required a timing diagram. This will be explained in a two mode of explanation. First we move on to a truth table part. Truth table for this function. So in this case, the clock is based on the clock, the synchronous circuits are operated. So the clock is must. Clock or zeroth clock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can take minimum 6 of the clock here, and outputs are Q1, Q2, Q3 are the outputs. So first clock pulse, whenever there is zeroth clock, then it will be cleared. So everything is cleared. And for the first clock period, it receives the D1 receives its input as only 1, and it receives only one time as a 1 value. Then this one is given to the D1 for the first clock, and the remaining two flip-flops are in the position of 0, 0. For the second clock is reached, then this Q1 is delivered to the D2, and which will be produces the result of high in the second flip-flop, but the D3 not to be changed because here there is no input. So here this is moved on to the next position, therefore it is cleared 0, and this one is moved here, and this is also 0. For the next clock, this one is moved to the third position, 0, and this one is moved here. So in this counter delivers a single output, as a state of 1. It needs 3 minimum clock period. That is the advantage. The advantage of the circuit is it's required 3 of clock pulses. It's needed to deliver the output state as 1. But in this case, the disadvantage is the counter is not to count in the proper manner. It's not in the sequence manner. First it is start with the 0, 0. Next it's move on to the value of 4, and next it's move on to 2, and next is 1. So this is not in the sequence manner. Sequence it's nothing but the counter counts 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it is called as a sequential output. But in these cases, it is not in the sequence manner. So this is the problem is arise in the synchronous design. And next design is asynchronous part. Asynchronous counter design. So here I am taking the counter as a ripple counter. For this design I am assuming the design of ripple counter using JK flip-flop at 3 bits level. So in a JK flip-flop, first draw the 3 JK flip-flops. So J1, K1, first flip-flop, the outputs are Q1, Q1 bar, and the second flip-flop, JK flip-flop, the name it is J2, K2, Q2, Q2 bar. And the third flip-flop is a third flip-flop, the inputs are J3, K3, outputs are Q3 and then Q3 bar. So here in the asynchronous circuit, we are given the clock pulse for the first flip-flop alone. So here alone we are given the clock. The first flip-flop output is delivered to the input, the clock input of the second flip-flop. Similarly, second flip-flop output is given to the clock input of the third flip-flop. This is the design of asynchronous circuit. And next is, this is a counter. So counter means a reset or a clear pulse. So next draw the clear signals. This is a reset signal or a clear signal, CLR or RST reset. And what is the input it's here needed? So JK flip-flop is specially designed for the input value of 1, 1. For other flip-flops, it's not operated under the conditions of 1, 1. Suppose if we are using the RS flip-flop by using the input as 1, 1, then it cannot be delivered any result. It produces an indeterminate of values. But to removing that problem, here we switch on to the JK flip-flop. And in this case, the JK flip-flops are connected. JK flip-flop, JK inputs, J and K inputs are shorted and given to the input as high. function of truth table of JK flip-flop is, truth table for the JK flip-flop is, truth table means it needs an input and the output. So here the input output unit which consists of two product part for your truth table, and in this case the input is passed output. So all the sequential circuits it needs a passed output. So the passed outputs are Q, and then here the input is J and K, and which produces the next output is Q and Q plus. So here the inputs are 3. 3 means how many combinations are there? 8 combinations are there. 0 0 0, then 0 0 1, 0 1 0, 0 1 1, 1 double 0, 1 0 1, 1 1 0, and then triple 1, and then triple 1. So based on this inputs, what is the next state of output? J and K are 0 0. The Q is whatever your Q, that will be replaced here. In the conditions of J and K are 0 0, then whatever your old output, the previous output, that will be continued to the next output. Suppose the K is 1, K is nothing but a reset signal. So whatever your previous output, that will be resetted in the cases of output here. But in this case, the second row already it is resetted, so the Q will be repeated here for Q plus. And next one is the J is 1. J1 means the set value, setted. So whatever your previous value, that will be setted here. The previous value is 0, so now it is setted to 1. And both are 1 1 means the JK flip-flop is toggle its output. So what is your previous one? 0. 0 is toggled here as 1. And next, both are 0 0, so the past output will be continued. J is 1 means it is resetted. K is 1 means it is delivered. 1 means the previous output will be continued. Whenever the J is 1, the previous output will be continued. Both are 1 1, then it will be toggled. This is the operations of the JK flip-flop. Based on this JK flip-flop operations, we move on to the timing diagram for this design. Timing diagram. This is the another mode of describing your circuit. So in the previous example, I used the table, truth table for the explanations of the design. So here I am using a timing diagram for this explanations. Timing, it's need a clock. So first to draw the clock pulse. The pulse is named as first clock, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7 and then 8. Okay. This is your clock pulse CLK, and next draw a output of Q1. Q1 output. Q1 is the clock is active low. So whenever it is low, before that it is 0. Whenever it changes the state of low, then the state will be changes to 1. And till it will be continued to the next low cases. Okay. This is for the output of Q1, and Q2 output. It's Q2 output. It's based Q1 output because Q1 output is given to the clock of the second flip-flop. So whenever the Q1 is low, then only it will be activated. So if it is low, then it's moved to high value. It will be continued for the next low position. Similarly, you can draw the line. This is for your Q2, and next draw the Q3 line. Q3 operation, it depends upon the Q2 operations. Here only the low signal will be uptime, and this will be continued. So what is the result now? From this timing diagram, you can say this is a sequential counter. It is also called as a sequential counter. So first position, everything is 0. First clock, all the values are 0. For the second clock time period, it is 1, 0, and then 0. And the next clock pulses, this is 0. Here it is 1 and 0. For this clock it is 1, 1, fourth clock period it is 1, 1 and then 0. For this level it is 0, 0 and then 1. And so fifth is over. Next write the sixth position. Sixth position is 1, 0 and then 1. And next is seventh position. In the seventh position it is low and it is high, and this is also to be high. This will be extended to the 8th clock. Now you can listen from here. 0, 0, 0. It is nothing but the equivalent value of 0. 0, 0, 1 is nothing but the equivalent value of 1. 0, 1, 0 it's nothing but 2. 0, 1, 1 is 3. 1, 0, 0 it's representation of 4. 1, 0, 1 is 5. 1, 1, 0 is 6. You can draw here and you can obtain 7, 7. So till now it is okay, and next it's change over, and here it will be continued for the next position, and in this case here it is moved. So everything is 1, 1 and finally we obtain the value of 0, 0. So this ripple counter counts the sequence is in the order, and it has started from 0 to till 1, 1, 7. Previously we discussed only for the design of the counters under the synchronous and asynchronous cases. Suppose I want to design some other cases, the control part, then what are the basic steps it's required to the design of the synchronous sequential circuits. So these are the steps. First, make a state diagram. What are the states to be needed and how they are to be controller. So that is an initial step, state diagram. Make a state diagram, and then from the state diagram make a table. That table is called as a state table. Next you make a transition table. In the state table everything it's in the form of A and B alphabets. Suppose the states are 4 states it's to be needed for the particular design. Then you have to make in the transition table as 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and then 1, 1. Or suppose your state are 8, then you can use a 3-bit values for the making a table of transition table. Then from the transition table, next you make a table for the excitation table. What is meant by the excitation? Excitation is nothing but for the existing output we are making a input, because everybody is asking the general peoples are coming and ask me to design the circuit for this purpose. So they are given the output. What are that requirement? That requirement are considered as an output. So for achieving that requirement, what are the inputs to be needed? From the output, we have to find out the input. Then the table is called as an excitation table. But in the transition table, what are the inputs we are given and how it will be transmitted to the next level, and what are the output will be produced, that will be explained in the transition table. So excitation table is made with the help of D flip-flop, T flip-flop, JK flip-flop and RS flip-flops. The next step is simplify the Boolean expressions from the K-map. In the excitation table, make a K-map and grouping on that, from the grouping expressions, find out the SOP expressions from the K-map. And next is draw the logical diagram using the flip-flop and gates. The design of asynchronous circuit. The designing steps are, here it is entirely different in the asynchronous model. First write the functional table. What are the functions? What is the purpose we are designing the circuit? So that purpose is indicated in the functional table, and based on the function I can draw the flow diagram. From the flow diagram I make a primitive flow table. From the diagram we are making a table. The table, suppose the table is a lengthier one, then I want to reduce the number of the position, because the complexity is the more problem for the design of the digital circuit. If the complexity is more, then our algorithm is very complicated. We require a large amount of the resources. Whenever the resources increases, then the area is also increased. If the area is increases, then the power consumption is also increased. Therefore, we are mainly concentrate for the designers simplifications of the circuit expression. That is the main theme. Then only we can predict the growing defects. We can remove the growing effects or the growing problems. Reduce the primitive flow table. The merge graph, by using of the merge graph, we are reducing something and make a new table. That new primitive table is called called as a reduced primitive flow table. Next one is the excitation table. In excitation table only we are using some of the flip-flop based on the requirement. And next step is move on to the K-map and find out the expressions. Based on the expressions you can make your circuit. In the circuit design most probably we are using the flip-flop and gates. Okay, I hope this video lecture is much useful for the engineering student. So the references are Digital Electronics, it's by Maurice Veno, and then some of the content it's taken from the Google. Thank you.